Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about the hidden architecture that powers pretty much every app you use. It's this invisible design that honestly keeps our whole digital world from just falling into chaos. So, let's dive right in.
All right, let's kick things off with a puzzle. It's a problem that every big organization has to solve. Think about a university, right? You've got the library, the registrar's office, and the examination department. How do they all use the exact same student information, but see it in the unique way they need it, without creating 1,000 conflicting copies? How does that even work?
Well, without a really smart design, you get exactly what you'd expect. Total chaos. You've got different departments with their own versions of the truth, the information gets all inconsistent, and trying to update anything? It's a complete nightmare. But with a standardized architecture, you get something beautiful. A single source of truth. Just one master copy that's consistent for everyone and, actually manageable. The solution, which was first proposed way back in 1975, is to stop thinking about data as just one giant spreadsheet. Instead, this architectural standard pictures it as a 3-story building, where each level serves a very distinct and absolutely crucial purpose.
Okay, so let's explore this building. We're going to start at its very core, the master architectural blueprint that defines everything. This is what's known as the conceptual level.
This right here, this is the single, authoritative source of truth for the entire organization. It describes every entity, like students, products, or customers, and defines all their characteristics and how they relate to each other. By having just one single definition for customer address, for instance, it prevents that chaos where the shipping department has one version and the billing department has another. It's the complete, undisputed picture.
Think of this blueprint as defining the intention of the database. It's kind of like the permanent support structure of the building. It's designed to be solid from the very beginning because, changing the core foundation of a building once it's already built is incredibly difficult and super risky.
So here's the crucial point. There's a huge difference between changing the data and changing the blueprint. Adding or updating a single student's record, that's simple. It's easy to undo. But changing the blueprint, like deciding you're going to store a new piece of information for every single student, that affects all the stored records and could be totally catastrophic if it's done wrong.
All right, so now that we get the blueprint that holds that single source of truth, let's head up to the top floor. This is the external level. This is the part of the building that you, the user, actually see and interact with every single day.
This level is all about creating custom views. So if the whole database is the office building, this is your personal office space, laid out exactly how you need it. A sales team might see customer data formatted for their dashboards, while the accounting team sees that same data formatted for invoices. It's not just convenient, it's absolutely essential for getting work done efficiently.
Let's use a really simple example. Down in the master blueprint, at that conceptual level, it's decided that every student's date of birth is going to be stored in one and only one standard format: day, month, year.
Okay, so check this out. This is where it gets really cool. That one piece of data gets totally transformed depending on who's looking. The examination department, they need the month written out. The registrar's office wants the American format. And the library, they just want a short, simple version. They all see exactly what they need, but the data is never, ever duplicated. That is so important. It avoids all sorts of errors and saves a massive amount of storage space because you're only storing that fact once.
And this just brilliantly illustrates the double duty of the external view. It's a facilitator, right? It makes your job easier by showing you data in the format you need. But it's also a critical barrier. This is how you stop a sales manager from peeking at sensitive HR salary info, or a junior employee from accessing high-level financial reports. It's a fundamental security principle right there in action.
So we have the master blueprint defining the truth, and we have the custom user views on top, providing that secure, flexible access. But what's holding the whole structure up? For that, we've got to go down to the hidden foundation, the internal level.
This is the deepest, most technical level that users never, ever see. The internal schema describes how the data is physically laid out and actually saved on the disk drives. It handles things like, is this info stored on a fast solid-state drive or a slower hard drive? It's all about file organization and storage paths, the real concrete and steel foundation of our building.
And here is the magic of separating these levels: data independence. This means system administrators can completely renovate the foundation. Move the entire database from old, slow servers to cutting-edge, faster ones, and nobody in their custom offices on the top floor would even notice a thing. Your banking app doesn't go down for a week for reprogramming, it just gets faster. That's the real power of this design.
So, why is this three-story design so brilliant? Why does this whole separation of views matter so much in our daily lives?
It really all boils down to these three massive advantages. First, you get incredible flexibility. Different teams can look at the exact same information, but in a way that actually makes sense for their job. Then you get rock-solid security, building walls so people only see the data they're supposed to. And finally, you get a huge boost in efficiency. Storing data just once prevents silly errors, saves space, and this is the real game changer. It lets the whole system get upgraded underneath without breaking everything for the user. It's a design that's somehow both super stable and incredibly adaptable.
So, you see, this three-level structure, it's not just some old, dusty technical detail from the 70s. It is the stable, logical foundation that makes our entire complex digital world possible. Seriously, from your bank account to your social media feed, it's running silently in the background, just keeping the chaos at bay. And that leaves us with one last thought to chew on. What parts of your digital life would just completely fall apart without it?